Corporate earnings, numerous companies have lowered their earnings guidance, citing uncertainty around policies and tariffs. This trend raises concerns about future corporate profitability and the impact it will have.
The Morgan Report with David Morgan. Discover how to build and protect your wealth at themorganreport.com.
David Morgan of the Morgan Report. Witnessed some record-breaking moves in gold, fluctuating oil prices amidst geopolitical tensions, stock market grappling with future uncertainties, and a looming economic concerns that could shape the months ahead. So let's get into it. This week, gold prices continued their upward climb, a little back and forth filling. Silver started the week at about 34 and ended under 33. Several factors continued the bullish trend, that is geopolitical tensions, escalating conflicts in the Middle East, economic uncertainties, global recession, fueled by trade disputes and inflationary pressures, and central bank policies. Expectations of interest rate cuts by the Federal Reserve this year have made non-interest-bearing assets like gold more attractive. Silver started the week, as I said, and continues to breach the 33 level. It's technically ready to break out, but hasn't done so yet. In the oil market, we saw WTI West Texas Intermediate finished 68 and some change, and Brent crude at 72 and change. Key factors, of course, are geopolitical risks, OPEC Plus production plans, the coalition's decision to relax voluntary productions, cut by 2.2 million barrels per day starting April 1st, adds to the complexity of the supply dynamics. Economic uncertainty, of course, fears of a global recession. Natural gas prices experiencing somewhat of a decline. The EIA also reported an increase in storage supplies, alleviating previous deficits and contributing to the price drop. In summary, the oil markets remain in a state of flux, balancing political risks, concerns, the potential demand slowdowns that could occur later this year. Stock market still finding their way. Major indices looking pretty good, but pretty flat. Looks to me, and I did this for our premium service, looks like we're actually rolling over. If you track the S&P 500 in terms of gold, the peak was in the year 2000. We have a massive head and shoulders formation. And basis measured against gold, the S&P is certainly looking like it's topping out, and we may see sector rotation. Sector movements, of course, technology stocks, including giants like Apple, Nvidia, and Tesla, facing declines as investors rotate out of the sector and get into more defensive type of stocks. President Trump's ongoing trade disputes, particularly with Canada and Mexico, have injected further uncertainty into the markets. And economic concerns, recession probability. Goldman Sachs increased the likelihood of recession within the next year to 20%. Additionally, a Bank of America survey revealed that 55% of fund managers view a global recession sparked by a trade war as a primary risk. Consumer sentiment, household finances are deteriorating with rising debt levels and an increasing inability to cover emergency expenses, including a surge in consumer expectations of a recession. Corporate earnings, numerous companies have lowered their earnings guidance, citing uncertainty around policies and tariffs. This trend raises concerns about future corporate profitability and the impact it will have. And bond market signals, rising credit spreads in the bond market indicate potential difficulties for corporate borrowers to repay debt, with Moody's analysts showing the U.S. firms had a 9.2% chance of defaulting at the end of 2024. So that's almost 10%. And moving on to our Twitter feed for this week, just a few highlights here. A few things you might consider at Silver Guru 22 on X. This is talking about palladium. The new palladium catalyst cuts hydrogen production by 90%. Not too many people are interested in the hydrogen economy, but we look at it. It's an article. If you are concerned about that or interested in it, you might have a look at it. Fund manager takes a new look at platinum stocks as EV sales slow. Comstock Metals take a close look at recycling solar panels. This one's pretty interesting. You want to read this article, especially those that are interested in e-waste and how much silver goes into landfills. What's driving silver's price in 2025? I think most of you who follow my work are aware of that, but you might want to look at that. Commerzbank Bank upgrades its 2025 silver price by 6%, saying $35 is likely. This one is from PV Glower. This one is from PV Glower. This is from PV. Global solar installations could reach 1 terawatt next year. And UBS raises their gold target price to $3,200 the ounce. All this, again, is on our Twitter feed. Gold can still go higher, but momentum is starting to wane, according to Metals Focus. And I'll leave it at that. So as a wrap-up, thank you for tuning in to the Morgan Report Weekly Perspective. Hopefully our quick analytical coverage of major markets will be useful to you this week and the following weeks. I'll be back with you next week with another update on the financial markets. This is David Morgan signing out.